So, good evening, everyone. My voice is audible to you. Okay, we'll start the session. Before that, let me just revise what we discussed yesterday. So, yesterday we have discussed about the IIS through which we can host the website. So, yesterday we hosted the website. Then we also discussed how we can create the virtual directory for one particular sublink, one separate web page will be created using the virtual directory. So virtual directory is a subdirectory which is created or which has to be created for sublink on the home page. Okay. So, and after that we have done, and we are also done the last practical yesterday about the HTTP redirection. So all the practical yesterday. Okay, so yesterday we have done all the practical for hosting the website, for doing the virtual directory and HTTP redirection. All the practicals yesterday we have done on the HTTP protocol. Yes. So today we'll see how to host the same website with the help of the HTTPS protocol. So yesterday we have discussed the difference between HTTP and HTTPS. So what is the difference? Main difference is the security. HTTP is when the website is hosted, the data transmission from this server to client or client to server will be taking in plain text form in HTTP. That's why it is not secure. So if any hacker captured our packet when we are using the HTTP protocol, they can able to see all our detail. But same thing, now the same thing when the hacker access to the HTTPS, the hacker cannot able to see the data because in HTTPS the data will be going in a secure socket layer, and in that layer also it will be going in encrypted form. So this encryption of the data is done by using the certificate. So on the public network, that is over the internet, we need to purchase the certificate from CA, Certification Authority. Whereas when we are hosting the website in our private network, local area network, as the administrator, we can create the self-signed certificate. Then we can host the website through HTTPS instead of HTTP. Okay, so today we'll see how to host the website using the HTTPS protocol. Since we are doing it within our domain, so as the administrator, we need to, or we can create the certificate from the CA. Okay. So yesterday we discussed all the website hosted through HTTP. Today we'll see through HTTPS. So we are going to host our website to the HTTPS. So for HTTPS and HTTP, the difference is the encrypt. The data transmission in HTTP will be in plain text form, whereas in HTTPS it is through the HTTP. In HTTPS it is through the encrypted. So this encryption is done automatically. No, for that the certificate has to be used. So today we'll see. Today we'll see the administrator in a private network how he can create this certificate. In the public network, we have to purchase it from the CA. So today we'll see the continuation of yesterday's topic. So yesterday we hosted the website through HTTP protocol. Today we'll do through the HTTPS. So already our IIS is installed. So first step you don't have to do. Open the server, click on add rules and features, click next 3 times, then check the box. web server IIS. Already yesterday we have done, no need to do it. So the difference between HTTP and HTTPS is only the certificate. Rest of the things, rest of the configuration is exactly same. So for that purpose, what you have to do to create the certificate in private network, as admin you can do. So open the IIS service from tools, select the system name, then click on server certificate, then click on self-signed certificate, then specify a friendly name. Then it means some password you give. Then select the web host or restore web hosting. So why we are creating this certificate for web hosting? Okay. Now already yesterday we had seen the web page yahoo.com. So I'm hosting the same website yahoo.com, but with this time through the HTTPS. So for that, I need to have the same web page. Web page will be same. So in the DNS, already our yahoo.com host and alias record is there. Now to host the website through HTTPS, what you have to do, log in as an administrator in system one, then open the IIS service from tools, expand system name, click on site, sorry, right click on site and website, then site name, now site name. Now again we are hosting this time again Yahoo because I have given you two web pages, sorry, three web pages, Yahoo Mail, Yahoo and BMW. So I'm using Yahoo. Okay, select here port number 443. Integrate the web page. Then do the extension, add it. Now by default, when we use the IP version 6, by default it works on. So when we are hosting the website through HTTPS, so by default it works on IP version 6, but still we are using IP version 4. So what you can do, you just go to the command prompt, delete the IP version 6. For that you write route delete double colon 1/128. Okay. Then we can go to the browser and access the website through HTTPS instead of HTTP. Okay, fine. Now let me show you this practical. So first, this is my DC machine. So yesterday, I used the same machine to host the website. Now go to the hosting of the website using the HTTPS. So what we have to do now, first step, what you have to do, already yesterday we have installed the IIS. So no need to install. So now go to the IIS, expand this. Now expand the system name, then expand the site. So yesterday we created yahoo.com. So select and remove. You have removed it. Because yesterday I did that through the HTTP protocol, but today I want to do through the HTTPS protocol. So how we can do it? So already IIS is installed. So you can see already IIS is installed. So yesterday we have installed the IIS. Yesterday we also yesterday we also copied the pages. Yes, Yahoo. So page is also there, Yahoo page is there. Okay. So yesterday we also created the standard primary forward lookup zone. Now in the DNS also yesterday we have created the forward lookup zone for the yahoo.com. Yes. So host and alias reward, everything is there. Now just we need to proceed with the hosting of the website through HTTPS instead of HTTP. So not much difference is there. So just what you can do for HTTPS. Okay. So now here we are going to host the website through HTTPS. So go to the tools, open the IIS manager. Okay. So now first we need to create here the certificate. Everything will be same. First you need to create the certificate. So once you go to your system, can you find any certificate? Any certificate is there? So go to your system name. To create the certificate, you go to your system name, DC machine name, sys1. Now here, can you find server certificate? So when you are hosting the website through HTTPS, first thing create the certificate. So to create the certificate, go to your system name, go to your system name. Then you will find server certificate. Double click here. So here, once more, I am telling you what you have to do. Open the IIS manager, then make the full size. Now expand the system. Now select your system name, right click, then go with the so click on the system name. Can you find here server certificate? Yes. So double click on the server certificate. Here you will have the option. So can you see here the option create a self-signed certificate? Okay, so to create the certificate, click on create the self-signed certificate. Then this window will come. So specify the friendly name for the certificate. Friendly name for the certificate. So you have to give some name. So that will act like a certificate. So anything you can use. Anything you can use. Just similar to like password. So I have given here A, B, C. So you can keep anything like this. So I'm creating the certificate. So as an administrator in private network, as an administrator, I can create the self-signed certificate. But if I'm okay, so create the if here friendly name, anything you can write. And here this you are creating certificate for what purpose, personal or web hosting. Select web hosting. Okay, over certificate is created. So the difference between the HTTP and HTTP this only. So in the real time, the certificate you have to purchase from CA. Okay, the certificate has been created. See here. Now host the website. So select the site, right click, add website. Now the site name yahoo.com. Now path, physical path, go to the E drive. Then, okay, so you can go to the web pages. So there is a folder called Yahoo. Select the folder. Okay. So in the E drive, first in the physical path, go to the E drive where web pages is there. There you select Yahoo. So now we are hosting this Yahoo through the HTTPS, not HTTP. So yahoo.com, HTTP, web pages / Yahoo. Then here in the binding type, by default your port number is 80. So by default, port number 80 means which protocol? HTTP, but we want to host through the HTTPS. So under the binding type, extract and select here HTTPS. Now here, the IP address. So select here 10.1. So here, if you select HTTP, by default, this port will be enabled. But if you select HTTPS, so this one is getting highlighted. It will not, it is not required to be given. And what is the port number now? Okay. So our, see here, if I select the HTTP, the port number will be 80. And here, this one is getting highlighted. But once I select the HTTPS, you see here, port number has been changed. And one extra option came, SSL certificate. If you want, you can see one more time. See here, this option SSL certificate will not come. See here. So if you select HTTPS, then only it will come. Okay, the certificate has been created. So this certificate is being created with what name? SSL. Now, once you select the certificate which you have created, host name is not required. Okay, certificate is generated. After that, everything is same. So how we will host the website? Select, select, right click, integrate. Sorry, select the HTTP, yahoo.com, right click, explore, Go to the HTML document, right click, rename. That name got selected. Control C, press Control C to copy it. So now after that, everything is same. So how we will host the website? Certificate is created. Yes. Then after that, you can just expand it. I'm showing multiple times so that you will not get any confusion. So Yahoo is already created. So right click. How to create it? Just what you have to do here. Select right click, add website. For HTTP here, name will be Yahoo. Path. Here we have to just select here HTTPS. Then here the IP address. This one is there. And here we have to select the our certificate which we have created. Over. So certificate the website has been configured. Now what you have to do now? What you have to do now? Integrate with the web page. So website is being hosted, but website contain what? Web pages. So integrate with the web pages. So right click on yahoo.com, explore, go to the HTML, select, right click, delete. Okay. So now select this, rename. So this name got selected, Control C, press Control C to copy it, close it, go to the default document. Here already this name is there, delete, remove it. Now right click on the white screen, add, paste the name, Control V, put the extension manually, .htm, .htm. Now when we are using the HTTPS, by default it work on IP version 6, but still we are working on IP version 4. So we need to disable our we have to disable the IP version 6. How to disable it? Go to the command prompt. Go to the command prompt. Okay. Go to the command prompt. Disable the IP version 6. So you have to write route, delete, IP, IP version 6. How you will write? Double colon 1/128. So you should get the message like this. Okay. So IP version 6 is disabled. Now check the output from the member server. So here you should able to access the page now with what? HTTPS. Okay. Now my page, I should able to get it through the HTTPS. So here you write HTTPS. Yesterday we were just giving the name. So default it was taking HTTP, but now We want to do it through the HTTPS. HTTPS colon HTTPS colon double forward slash our website name www.yahoo.com. Enter. So it is showing you the warning security alert. Okay. Now here it is asking you, it is showing there is a problem because it is informing you the certificate which is created or presented, it is not issued by the trusted certificate. So in the real time, for our public network, who will issue the certificate? CA. But here we have created as an administrator. So it is informing us the security certificate presented is not issued by the trusted certificate. So you want to continue? Yes. Then say okay. Continue. Okay. Then you need to add 2 times. Now you should be getting the page. So see here, which protocol it is used here to access the page, which protocol? HTTPS. So it is exactly same like HTTP, only difference is the certificate. I hope you have understood. I shown you twice. Yes, everybody understood? Please tell me. If you have any doubt, any confusion, please tell me. Yes, have you understood everyone about how to host the website to the HTTP? Yes. Yes, my voice is audible. No one is replying. Okay, finally Vinay replied. Okay, so with this we have done exactly same with the HTTP and HTTPS. Only difference is certificate which we have created. So how to create, you know, as admin. Okay, fine. Now our next topic. So yesterday we discussed that HTTP and HTTPS is used to publish the data, but there is one more protocol which is used to transfer the data. So who is that protocol? So yesterday we had discussed about HTTP and HTTPS. Now today we need to focus on the other protocol that is called FTP. So today we'll proceed with what? FTP. Okay. Now you can see how to host the website. Yesterday we have discussed how to host the website to the HTTP protocol. And today we have done with the HTTPS protocol. So just now we have discussed how to host the website using HTTPS protocol. Now our next topic is FTP. So as the name indicate, FTP stands for File Transfer Protocol. So it is a service through which we can share the data or transfer the data. So FTP stands for File Transfer Protocol. So HTTP and HTTPS is used what? To publish the data, whereas the FTP is used to transfer the data, to share the data. So FTP is a service through which we can share the data. Sorry, HTTP and HTTPS is used to publish the data. But what is the topic we are discussing today? FTP. So what is the use of the FTP? So FTP, which stands for File Transfer Protocol, it is used to transfer the data. So FTP is basically used, FTP is basically used to transfer the data. So this transfer means sharing of the data. So FTP is a platform independent service. So this can be configured on any OS, whereas the IaaS is a platform dependent. So FTP service is used to transfer the data. Just a minute, I'm getting a call. 1 second. Okay. So here FTP is used to transfer the data. FTP is used to transfer the data. Hello. हेलो हाँ मैं काम कर रहा हूँ काकी का नहीं लग रहा अच्छा तो इसका श्रद्धा कैसे करूँ so so here FTP is used to transfer the data by using uploading and downloading. So FTP is a platform independent service which is used to transfer the data by using the uploading and downloading. So whenever we upload anything or whenever we download anything, without FTP server can we upload and download? No. So whenever we upload or download the files, compulsory we are using what? FTP. So it can be done over the internet as well as over the intranet, both on public network as well as private network. So default port number users in FTP is 21. So here downloading means, in simple word you can say, downloading means receiving the data from the FTP server. Receiving the data from FTP server is called as downloading. Uploading means sending the data to FTP server. Sending the data to the FTP server is called as is called as uploading. Receiving the data from the FTP server to the client is called as yes. Downloading means receiving the data from the FTP server. Uploading means sending the data to the FTP server. So during this process, what is the port number the FTP uses? 21. So now we can do it on the internet and intranet. Same, exactly same as yesterday we discussed web server. So once you configure the FTP server, if you want anybody to access the FTP server to download and upload, then your FTP server should be connected to the internet. Then anybody can access from anywhere. But for that, you have to purchase one public IP, registered your FTP server with the ISP DNS server. And always your FTP server should be connected to the internet. Then anybody from anywhere can upload and download. Okay. The configuration of the FTP server will be same. The same if you are using the private network, internet. Instead of connecting to the internet, you can connect to the switch. And then you can use any IP. Anybody within your domain only can access, not outside people. So if you are hosting over the internet, purchase the public IP registered with the ISP DNS server. Then keep your data in one particular location from where the user can upload and download. So this is about your FTP server. Now let's move to the practical. Let's move to the practical. So I'll show you. Yesterday already we installed the FTP. So today we will see first how to download the data. After that, I'll show you how to upload. Okay. So let's start with the practical now. So first we will see about downloading. So here it is written here. So in the E drive of our DC machine, create some folder with file. Then already FTP installed yesterday. While installing the IIS only we have installed. Okay. So now open the IIS. So yesterday we installed three things: IIS, HTTP redirection, and FTP. So directly we can start with the configuration. So configure the FTP server. Open the IIS from tools. Right click on site, FTP site, site name, browse what data you want to share, select. Then the IP address, no SSL, anonymous, all user, download, for download, read, for upload, write, over. Firewall should be off. Now go to the member server, open the browser, FTP colon, because we have not written the DNS entry, so write access with IP address. Now if you want to send the data, access the FTP server, keep some data in the member server, then open the browser, now send the data. For that, uh, go to the FTP server, enter, go a little bit above the browser, then click on the menu bar. Then after that, click on view. You will find FTP site. Open that, then drag and put the data. Drag and drop the data. You can upload. It will come to the server. Okay, so let me show you this practical. Okay, so now what I should do in the DC machine, go to the E drive, create one folder. Inside this folder, make it a file. Don't make it as a share folder. Without share folder, we will share it. So I created one file and return some data. Now save it. So did I made any share folder? No, just a normal data, a normal folder with some file. Now I want to share it with the FTP server. So we have to configure the FTP server. How? Already yesterday FTP is installed along with the IIS. So go to the tools, open the IIS manager. Now to configure the FTP server, expand your system name. Then can you find here the site? Can you find the site here? Yes. So select the site, right click. To host the website, add website. To configure the FTP server, FTP site. Then give some name to your FTP, any name. Then here, what data you want to allow the user to access, you go there as admin, select that. Sorry, this data I want to select, FTP data. So then next. Here, who should, where this data is there on 10.1 DC machine, port number 21. So if you use the required SSL means again you to this gate. So no SSL, no certificate. So I can directly go to the. So anonymous means anyone can access without authentication. Basic means you can keep some username and password. So I'm using anonymous because I want to actually use without authentication. Then read for down, write for upload. Finish. FTP server field. If you not check it, so it is configured DC machine, DC machine IP 10. Now click on this data you want to access. Add, click on that, add, close. Now you can able to save it or open it. This is nothing but your downloading. Okay, so just go to the browser, give that and access. So this is your downloading. So now create some data. So here I create some file. And I'll write something. Okay, save it. Now this data I want to send it from the client to the server. So that is what called uploading. So for uploading, first create the data in the member server. Go to the browser. Now again access the FTP server with the IP address. Enter. After enter, you go little bit above the here, little bit above the browser. Right click. You go here. After enter, FTP colon IP address. Enter. Can you see here? Right click on here on the top side of the browser. Then go to the menu bar. Now once you do that, you will get the option view. See here, if I uncheck the option, whether I'm getting any option, no. So to get the option, right click on the top side of your browser, click on menu bar. then you will get this option. So after that, you go to the view. After enabling the menu bar, how to enable it? Right click here and just click here. Again, I'm removing it, again showing. Select on this, right click on the top side of the browser, click on menu bar, then go to the view. Can you see here? Open the FTP site in File Explorer. So now open the FTP site in File Explorer. Whatever data you want to share it, just drag and put it. Like this client data you want to upload, drag and put it. And just, okay. Uh, what else I've created? Client data, just drag and put it and refresh. Now this data will come to the server. In server, where it will come? In FTP data, which is created in the E drive. So did you able to see here? Client data, this. Okay. So I hope you understood this. Yes, understood uploading and downloading. So I've shown you first how to access the data. Then as a user, I created the data and sent to the server. Is it clear? Is it clear? Okay. So now we will have a break. We'll have a break. After the break, next topic will be WDS. Okay. So I'll keep my mic in mute position. We'll have a break. After the break, Yes, sir. Shall we continue? Yes, sir. Shall we continue with the next topic? So our next topic is WDS. I am audible to you? Yes, sir. Shall we continue the next topic? Okay. So our next topic is WDS. So WDS stands for Windows Deployment Service. So suppose when you have so many machines, you got a job in startup company where there are all new, brand new machine. In that there is no OS. So we have already know that without OS, will the machine work? No. So we have to install the OS. Normally what we will do, we'll insert the DVD and install the OS. So you can do like that. 100 machines are there. In 100 machine, you can insert the DVD. In one by one, you can install the OS. But how much time it will take? A lot of time. So those things we can do by using the deployment of the OS in multiple machines simultaneously without DVD through the network method by using one service that is called WDS. So in one of the machine, we can deploy we can configure the WDOS, and through the WDS OS or through the WDS service, sorry, through the WDS server, we can deploy the OS in multiple machines simultaneously, which will reduce the so much time, the workload of the administrator. Okay, so today we are going to focus on how to configure the WDS, through which we can able to deploy the OS in multiple machines through the network method by you by using the network method without any DVD. So this is your today's topic. So before I configure the WDS, what are the pre-requirement? So in our network, before we use the WDS, we should have the DHCP server. We should also have DNS server, and we should also have our domain controller. Then we need to create one partition and copy the ISO image of the operating system which we want to deploy, that we need to keep it. So I repeat once again, before we configure the WDS server in our network, we should have DHCP server, DNS server, DC, and WDS. Oh, sorry, a partition which stores or which contain the ISO image of the operating system which we want to deploy. So these are the prerequisite requirement. Okay. After that, we can configure the WDS server. So why we need DHCP, DNS, DC? We'll see in the next slide. We can easily understand why we need the partition to store the ISO image. Without that, you cannot install the OS. So now we'll see why the DHCP is required, why the DNS, and why DC in the next slide. So here, how the WDS will work. So before you configure the WDS, you need to configure DHCP server, DNS, then DC. Now all these machines will be connected in the network through the switch. Here switch is not given. And there is one machine here. Like this, there might be several machines. For simplicity, here we have taken one machine. So we can do using any DVD. So like this, you may have multiple machines. Here for simplicity, one machines are there. So now in this machine, a WDS client, there is no OS. Now we want to deploy the OS without using any DVD. So can we do that? Yes. So for that, we should have DHCP. DNS, domain controller, and WDS. Then it will work. So here, why the DSCP is required? So if you want to work in a network, the client should become the part of the network. How it can become? By getting the IP. So who can assign the IP? DSCP server. So the DSCP server will assign the IP address to the WDS client so that it will become the part of the network. So immediately your question or doubt will be, without OS, will it take the IP address from the DSCP server? The answer is yes. So the machine in which there is no OS, will it take the IP address from the DSCP server? Yes. But that only one condition is there. So this machine, LAN card should have the PXE support. So the LAN card should have the support of PXE support. Then that machine can take the IP address from the DSCP server without any OS. So all the machines which are being manufactured after 2012, they contain by default PXE support. Here PXE stands for, here you can say PXE, full form is, here P stands for pre-boot, X means, P means pre-boot, X means executable, pre-boot executable, E means environment. So pre-boot executable environment, that is the full form of the PXE. So all the machines which have been manufactured after the 2012, they contain what? PXE support. So it will take the IP address. So once it is take the IP address, it has become the part of the network. Now it is looking for the domain controller, because the domain controller will have full information. So we have discussed in the DNS. The DNS contain SRV records, service records. So the service record of the DNS server will help the client in locating the domain controller. So the DNS, with the help of the SRV records, will help the WDS client in finding the domain controller. So once it connect to the domain controller, now the domain controller knows about the WDS server. So it will connect to the WDS server. Now in the WDS server, we will be keeping, while configuring the WDS server, we'll be creating the partition. In that partition, we'll keep the ISO image of the operating system which we want to deploy. So that OS will get installed here. So that is the reason we need DSCP, DNS, and domain controller. DSCP to assign the IP address to make this client part of the network. DNS is required to connect the client or help the client in locating the DC. Now DC is required to connect it to the WDS. Now the WDS will deploy the OS. So all these servers, so exactly how many servers we required here? 4. So all the 4 servers should be there when we are deploying the OS through the WDS. If one of them is missing, it will not work. So all these 4 servers can be in one machine for a small network. So if you are deploying the OS in 1 or 2 machine, you can have DSCP, DNS, DC, WDS all in one machine. Now you are deploying the OS in many machines. So you should maintain DSCP separate server, DNS and DC will be one machine, and WDS another machine. Okay, so depending upon your requirement and how many machines you want to deploy, you have to configure that. In few machines means all these 4 servers can be in one machine. If you are deploying in many machines means you have to keep DSCP in one server, WDS in one server, and anyhow DC and DNS will be in one machine. So 3 separate machines. Since we are deploying in one machine, all the 4 servers will keep in one machine for lab purpose. So today, how many servers we have to configure? Only one, because already our DC is there. DC with the DNS already there. So few days back in that same machine, we have configured the DSCP. So already our 3 servers are already configured. So 3 servers are already configured in system 1. So all these 3 servers are already configured in system 1. So today, can you include that? Yes. So all the 4 servers will be in same machines. And we will use this member server to check the output. I hope you are following. Yes. Okay. Now we have two types of clients, known clients and known clients. Known clients means a computer whose entry is already created or written in the Active Directory. That is called known client. Unknown client means a computer whose entry is not written or created in the Active Directory is called unknown clients. So now the WDS support known clients or unknown client. Tell me. WDS support known clients or unknown clients, or both. Three options are there. Known client means a computer whose entry is written or created in the Active Directory. That is called known client. A computer whose entry is not created in the Active Directory. That is called unknown client. So WDS will support installing the OS in known clients only, or unknown clients only, or both of them. Three options are there. Which one is the correct? Okay. Yes, very nice. Muhammad Abdul answer is right. Yes. So please remember WDS will support both. Means it will deploy the OS in known clients as well as unknown clients. So up to this, it's appear very nice. The WDS can deploy the OS. But here there is one issue here. Same like group policy. So we discussed that group policy. So we discussed that and the group policies. With the help of the group policy, we can deploy the application. But in that one condition came. What is that condition? It can deploy the application using only .msi application, not .exe. So WDS, same way WDS support. Here we have to remember WDS support deployment of the OS. One second. So generally we install the OS through ISO image, yes. So the WDS does not support. So WDS, I'm repeating multiple times, WDS does not WDS does not support the deployment of the OS through the ISO image file. WDS does not support dot ISO image file of the operating system. So WDS does not support the .ISO image file of the operating system. WDS support WDS support dot .vim file. WDS support which file? .vim file for deployment of the OS. So generally our OS will be available in .ISO image file, but WDS does not deploy the OS of .ISO image file. WDS support the deployment of .vim file. What is vim file here? Windows image file. So how to overcome this problem now? Like in the group policy, we had a solution. Either we can directly download the .msi application or convert .exe into .exe file into .msi file. So here we can, so here, how many types of images are there? Two. So here what we can do, WDS does not support .is image file of the operating system. It supports .vim file. So the solution is, so convert, we can convert .iso image .iso image file into .vim file. We can convert the .iso image file into .vim file by creating two types of images. By creating two types of images. What are those two types of images? They are boot image. So it can be converted. We can convert .iso image file into .vim by creating two types of images. What are those two types of images? One is boot image. So boot image is a Vim file which will make the system ready for the deployment of the OS. Boot means make the system ready. Make the system in which OS is not there. Get ready. It makes the system ready for the deployment. And the actual deployment will be done by the install image. So install image will install the OS. So this is also .vim file. So this is how we can able to work with the WDS server. So when we start the today's practical, first thing what you have to do is that you need to download the .msi application into the DC machine, which I already told you to do when we did the group policy. So now I'll show you the practical, how to do this. Okay, so we'll start the practical now. So first thing what you have to do, for the WDS, already we have DC. So with DC, ADDS and DNS will be there. DSCP is also there. So today you just in DC machine install the WDS. For that, open the server manager console, click on add roles and features, click on next 3 times. Check the box WDS, add features, next, install. Now configure the WDS. Expand the server after going to the WDS from tools, right click on system name, click on configure, next integrated with the Active Directory, next C drive, remote install, next respond to all, known and unknown, finish, all task restart. Now I copy the ISO image into the E drive of the DC machine, which I already did. After that, mount it. It will appear like a new drive later. Now create the first boot image. So to create the boot image, expand the system name, right click on boot image, click on add file location, open the DVD, source folder, select the .vim. Exactly same way, do the install image, restart the service. Over, WDS is configured. Then go to the client machine, remove the static IP because when static IP is there, DNS cannot take the, sorry, DSCP cannot take the IP. A DSCP cannot assign the IP if static IP is there. So go to system to remove the static IP. Then go to the BIOS setting, keep the first option as the network method. Then save and exit. Then start the deployment. Okay, so this is your practical. So let me show you. So first I'll go to the DC machine. Now I'm in DC machine. So open the server manager console. So already you can see our ADDS, DNS, DSCP is there. So just install the WDS. For that, go to the add roles and features, click on next 3 times. Then check the box WDS, Windows Deployment Service. Okay, next, install. Okay, the service got installed. Now configure it. How to configure it? Go to the tools, open the WDS, Windows Deployment Service. Now expand your servers, expand your system, nothing is there. So select the system name, right click, configure, first option. Select the system name, right click, configure server. Next. First option, integrate with Active Directory. Next. So in the C drive, one folder will be created by default, remote install. Say yes. Next. Respond to all, third option, known and unknown clients. Next, finish. WDS server is configured. By default, so we need to start it. Okay. Now we have to start the service. Select, right click, all task, start. It is in stop position, so start it. So first install it, then configure, start the service. Successfully started. Now check, have you copied the ISO image of the operating system which you want to deploy. So this is there, DNS is there, WDS is there. Now the partition is there. In that, I already copied the 2012 operating system along with the web pages and the .ms application. Now here you see what is our last drive, E drive. So now what I'm doing, I went to the ISO image which I copied in the E drive. Select OS, right click, mount. So one new drive will be created. So compulsory you mount the ISO image DVD which you have copied and mount it. So one new drive will be created. Then only you can create the, now the ISO image is in which format? ISO image. So the WDS does not deploy it unless until we change it into .bim file. For that we need to create two types of images. So what are those two images? First we need to create what? Boot image and install image. So how to create it? Mount the ISO image DVD. So it will appear with a drive letter. So see which drive letter it has made. In my case, F drive. Now first I'll create the boot image, then the install image. So go to the server manager console, then click on tools, open the WDS service. Now to create the boot image, expand the server, select the, click on this option, your system name. So here you can see the images, two types of images, boot image, install image. Select the boot image, right click, select the boot image, right click, add boot image, browse. So where you have to go? First you go to the PC, then under the PC, where you have copied your ISO image in F drive. So go to the F drive, which you have mounted. Then go to the sources. Now here, can you see boot.vim file? Now it is converting boot dot into next, next, next. Finish. Now same way you create the install image. Select the install image, right click, add the install image, same thing. Next, browse. First you go to the PC. One more time I'm showing, go to the F drive, then sources. Now install that vim. Okay. Path is given next. Which OS you want to install? Second option, server with the GUI. Standard edition, server with the GUI. Other options are data center. So select the second option, server with the GUI. Next, next, finish. Okay, so now both have been created. Now just restart the service. Select the system name, all task, restart. Now WDS is configured. Go to the second machine, remove the static IP because we should get the IP from the DHCP server. Now go to the member server, log in as an administrator. Now, how do you remove the static IP? Go to the network icon, right click properties, change adapter setting, LAN card, right click properties, IP version 4 properties. Just select the first option, obtain the IP address automatically. Obtain the DNS address automatically. Okay. Now what you have to do, we have to go to the our BIOS setting. So you might be knowing that the different vendors have different BIOS setting key. Like in the Dell, the BIOS key, to go into the BIOS setting, the key is F2. In the HP, the BIOS key to go inside the BIOS setting is F10. For other models, I'm not aware. For Dell, it is F2. For HP, it is F10. For other models, you just check in the Google based on your model number. So now what we have to do, I need to restart my second machine. First machine, I configured DSCP, DNS, DC, and WDS. Now, to check the output, whether my WDS is able to deploy the OS or not, go to the member server, remove the static IP, select the DSCP IP. Now, what you have to do here, select this, right click, restart this machine and go to the BIOS setting. So my laptop is Dell. So in the Dell, BIOS key is F2. So you go to your machine, member server machine, restart the guest machine, and continuously press your BIOS key based on your which type of which brand you have, and in that what is the key. You press that key. Like in HP, it is F10, whereas in the Dell, it is F2. So my laptop is Dell, so I'm pressing continuously F2. So it will go to the BIOS setting. Now you in the BIOS setting, you have to keep your network method as the first priority. Shift plus. Second priority should be your hard disk. Remaining not doesn't matter much. So first to keep the, because you are deploying the OS through the network method. So the machine in which OS is not there, you have to keep the first bootable device, first priority network method. Second hard disk, then save and exit. In every model, save and exit is F10. Then yes, enter. Now keep your finger on F12. It will ask you to press F12. Now it is trying to contact the DHCP server. Once it is take the IP, it will ask us to press F12. So immediately you have to press. Otherwise it will go to the, again, skip it. So again you have to restart. So I'm keeping my finger F on to F12. So as soon as it prompt me, I'll press it. So it will connect to my WDS server. See, it asked me, I press it. So now it is contacting me, my WDS server. Now the first file is what? boot.vim. So it is making my system ready for the deployment. So it will take some time. So we have to wait. So now boot.vim is loading. Now still the boot.vim file getting loaded. Now the install image has taken over. Now we can proceed with the installation. Now first thing what we have to do the installation language, English language, yes. It will ask the confirmation from the domain administrator. So we have to write administrator @ domain name. Okay, next. So our OS is already installed. So now it is asking us to remove this partition and install. So which I don't want to do. It is working. So just you also check the things and then cancel the installation. If it is an empty machine, it will not ask because already our OS is there. Okay. So with this, we have done with today's session. So today we have completed how to host the website using the HTTPS protocol. Then we did the FTP, then WDS. So I'm keeping back my this hard disk first drive. Okay. So with this, we have done today's session. That's it for today. Thank you, everyone. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be discussing about the Hyper-V. Tomorrow we'll be discussing with what? Hyper-V and the VPN. These two things we'll do. Okay. So that's it for today. Thank you, everyone. So if you have any questions or any doubt, you can ask. Yes, any doubt, any questions, anyone? Okay, that's it for today. Thank you, everybody. I'm closing this session. See you tomorrow.